Thanks for clicking on this channel. Please subscribe to this channel and click on the notification button, so that whenever we upload a new video you will be notified. Why does the Oni of Ife make use of the traditional Edo Eben dancing sword? Is Eben among the Oni of Ife royal paraphernalia? Let's look at the origin of Arda and Eben scepter as symbols of authority in Benin Kingdom. Arda and Eben, usually referred to as Arda ve Eben by the Benins, are symbols of authority used in the Benin Kingdom. People mistakenly confuse Arda and Eben for swords. They are not swords. Arda and Eben were introduced to Ngota Magodo during the Ogiso dynasty. Benin was formerly called Ngota Magodo. According to history, it was Ogiso Eri who introduced Hada and Eben. Ogiso Eri invented the famous African kingship paraphernalia, which includes the Arda, a sword of honor, Eben, a sword for dancing, Ikete, a royal stool, Agba, a rectangular stool, and Ipoki, a leather box. There have been two eras in the Benin Kingdom: the Ogiso era and Oba era. Ogiso literally refers to King of the Sky. Apart from the introduction of Arda and Eben, the following are important facts worthy of note about Ogiso Eri. Ogiso Eri was simply the most dynamic and most decorated ruler of all the Ogisos in the first dynastic phase of Benin monarchical era. The symbolism of Arda and Eben is not just the symbolism of Benin Kingdom insignia, but it portrays the historical tenacity and traditional uniqueness of the Benin people. Arda and Eben are made by Agunekwa blacksmiths. The bronzesmiths can also make brass Arda and Eben with the exclusive permission from the Oba. These two emblems are not swords, neither are they weapons for war, but are weapons for authority proclamation and ceremonial. The Arda is the superior emblem, and it takes precedence, wherever it appears, over the Eben, while both Oba and the chiefs dance with Eben. Arda is only carried by the El Marda during public appearances of the Oba. The Oba can never appear in any gathering without Arda, nor move about even in his palace without it. All chiefs are invested with the authority to possess the Eben, but it is only a number of them who are additionally conferred with the right to possess the Arda. Titles which have this right are called Igie Arda. In Old Benin, an Enogie or Ova in Arobo land could not order the execution of any of his subjects unless the right to possess the Arda had been conferred on him by the Oba of Benin. The Arda, in the form of its variant, the Umozo, remained the main battle weapon of Benin, even well after the coming of the Europeans 500 years ago. The Igie Arda chiefs of the Ogiso era, notably the Uzama nobles, the Aliha, the Edohen, the Aro, the Iholer Enirei, hoisted their Arda as they made their way through the streets of Benin to the Ogiso Palace, and later, with the change of dynasty, to the Oba Palace at Usama. But some 750 years ago, when Oba El Weldo came to the throne and moved from Usama to the Ogbi, Ogiso Enuzamakan, the present Benin Palace site, he engineered the loss of that right by the Igie Arda chiefs. Since that time no other Arda has remained aloft in the presence of the Oba of Benin with his own lofted Arda. Once again, Arda is the sword of state, authority, while the Eben is a ceremonial sword. The Arda must at all times be on the right side of the Oba or any king or chiefs that have ancestral connections to ancient throne of the Benin monarch. For the great and tremendous contribution of Ogiso Eri, he is still remembered in Edo history, and many bear names which cherish his memory. This is attested to by names such as Eresogie, Otarmare, Erebo, Eresoyan Eregboa, Eresye, Ereidiayua, Eregie, and so on. Arda and Eben forms the basis of which Benin is recognized all over the world, and it attests the political and traditional influence Benin has over a wide range of other ethnic nationalities, in which the beauty of Arda and Eben stand aloft, as it is the symbol of the greatness of our past since it was first used by Ogiso Eri about 2,000 years ago. Young boys within chiefly families often practice tossing and twirling them. The Oba uses both the Eben and the Arda, a curved, efficient-looking blade. He salutes his ancestors with the former in a solemn, dignified dance. On appropriate public occasions, Chief Okueben holds it upright in readiness. The Arda is carried in the Oba's presence as a reminder of his right to pronounce death. He grants some high chiefs the privilege to use Arda within their households, but not at the palace. Arda and Eben are royal symbols in some non-Benin areas. Their appearance in Lagos, Onitsha, Isili Oku, Orwer, Arkarel, Ardalekiti, Wari and elsewhere testifies to past relationships with the Benins, either political or genealogical. The new chief, encouraged and instructed by his more experienced colleagues, manipulates his Eben in several ways. He first salutes the monarch, tipping the point of the sword to the ground several times in acknowledgement of his authority. He then uses the Eben to recognize his family and supporters, as well as his fellow chiefs. As he proceeds through the ceremony, well-wishers shout, "Inyure! May you go and return safely." This prayer speaks to the dangers inherent in chieftaincy. While its recognition, status, and power are craved, it exposes candidates to supernatural challenges from rivals. Such competitors prefer to disgrace their victims publicly, and chiefs medicinally prepare themselves before such exposure. These emblems of authority were first introduced by Ogiso Eri II Ogiso about 16 AD. 66 AD Chief Jehu Egarebar also confirmed that Ogiso Eri introduced these emblems of authority into the monarchical system of Benin. Every titled chief in Benin are given Eben and nor Arda. But Arda may be delegated to any high-ranking chief, such as the Uzama, kingmakers or Inige, dukes, who may have it and use it inside their domains, but not to the Oba's palace. Arda seems to be more powerful than the Eben, while both Oba and the chiefs dance with Eben. Arda is only carried by the Elmarda during public appearances of the Oba. The Oba can never appear in any gathering without Arda, nor move about even in his palace without it. At Hugiyi ceremonies, the Oba touches his Eben to his father's altars, dancing with it, thus linking himself with the ancestors through the channels cleared by Eben. The artist symbolizes his rights and power to take human life. Arda was a part of furnishings and beautifying the father's altars, where it is expected to have the power of the ancestors, and made it more powerful and enduring to control the cause of events. Proclamations are made with Arda. It is often feared to be very effective when an Oba uses Arda to curse someone. The Edos believe that the iron has the mystical power of what is called Arsur, meaning the grant of words coming true. It, therefore, means that every proclamation made with Arda in Benin must come to pass. The ancient custom that started about 16 AD still persists today with Arda and Eben. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to this channel and click on notification button so you will always be notified when we upload new video. Bye.